Hello students. So today we are going to start chapter number 5 from class 12th, that is magnetism. So to start this chapter, let's have a quick introduction about magnets and magnetism. So let's see about the magnet first. A magnet is actually a material that has two properties. First is attractive and the second one is directive. So we can call a material a magnet if it has both properties. First is attractive and the second one is directive. Now what this property means, this means that a magnet is a material that can attract a small piece of iron, nickel or cobalt, etc. That means those magnetic materials are get attracted by such magnets. So magnet is a material that can attract small pieces of iron, nickel, cobalt, etc. or any other magnetic material. The second property that a magnet should possess is that whenever we have a thin long piece of magnet suspended freely, then it comes to rest nearly in the direction we call geographical north-south direction. That means the second property that a magnet should possess is the directive nature, and by directive nature we means that if we freely suspend a thin long piece of magnet, it comes to rest nearly in the geographical north south direction. So by directive we mean that if we freely suspend a magnet, suspend a thin long magnet, it comes to rest nearly in the geographical north south direction. Okay, so whenever we have a magnet, it will have two properties. First is attractive, that it attract small pieces of iron, nickel and cobalt or any other magnetic material, and second one is directive, that if we freely suspend a thin long magnet, it comes to rest nearly in the geographical north south direction. Now geographical north south, say we mean that here is the earth, this is the globe or the earth, almost spherical, right? So the directions are like this: north, south, east and west. So this is the geographical north and south. So whenever we suspend a free thin long magnet freely, then it comes to rest nearly in this direction, in north south direction. So nearly in north south direction, not exactly north south, but nearly in north south direction. This is called a magnet. The property of a magnet to attract materials like iron, nickel and cobalt is called magnetism. So we have the chapter name magnetism. Magnetism is actually a property of magnet. So the property of attraction of a magnet is called magnetism. All right, magnetism is what? Magnetism is the property of attraction of a magnet, that is called magnetism. Now these magnets are of two kinds. Magnets can be natural or these magnets can be artificial. So magnet can be of two types: natural magnets and artificial magnets. Natural magnets, as the name suggests, they occur naturally in the form of iron ore or magnetite or black iron oxide like Fe3O4. So such kind of material is called natural magnet. Natural magnet means those occurs naturally. If we see examples are और मैग्नेटाइट और आयरन ओर हो जाएगा ब्लैक आयरन ऑक्साइड, that is Fe3O4, right? What it is? Fe3O4. These are the natural magnets. Now if we come to the artificial magnets, if we take a piece of iron or any other magnetic material and we made it to acquire the properties of a natural magnet, then such magnets are called artificial magnets. Okay, what are artificial magnets? If we take a piece of iron or any other magnetic material and we make it acquire the properties of a magnet, the properties of a natural magnet, then such kind of piece is called artificial magnet. Now why we need the artificial magnet is that the naturally occurring magnets are not that strong, first thing. Secondly, it's about the shape. The naturally occurring magnets are of very different shapes, of various shapes, and actually we should say are inconvenient shapes. Okay, the naturally occurring magnets are in inconvenient shapes and their strength is low. That's why we use artificial magnets in our use. So the main advantage of these magnets is that they can be made much more stronger than the natural magnets and also of any convenient shape and size. So the advantage of artificial magnets over natural magnets are that they can be made much stronger, and the second one is they can be made of any convenient size and shape. So we can make artificial magnets with stronger strength or higher strength and of any convenient size and shape. That's why these are more advantageous as compared to natural magnets. The generally available forms in which these artificial magnets are present are as follows. So here we have four kind of artificial magnets which are generally used. First one is the bar magnet. Second one is magnetic needle. Third is horseshoe magnet. Third one is the horseshoe magnet. And the fourth is ball ended magnet. Okay, so the four most used shapes of artificial magnet are bar magnet, magnetic needle, horseshoe magnet and ball ended magnet. So bar magnet is actually a bar of circular or rectangular cross section. Bar magnet is like a bar either of circular or of rectangular section. This is like this. Okay, so bar magnet is in the shape of a bar either of circular cross section or rectangular cross section. Magnetic needle is, as the name suggests, it is a kind of needle. So magnetic needle is a thin magnetized steel needle having pointed ends and is pivoted at its center so that it is free to rotate in a horizontal plane. Okay, so magnetic needle is like this actually. It's a thin needle which is pivoted at the ends, pivoted at the center, okay, which is pivoted at the center. So magnetic needle is a thin magnetized steel needle having pointed ends and pivoted at the center so that it is free to rotate in horizontal plane. This is called a magnetic needle. Next one is the horseshoe magnet. So it is a shape of horseshoe and that's why it is named so. Horseshoe magnet is like this. It is in a horseshoe kind shape. Okay. This kind of shape of the magnet gives horseshoe magnet, and the ball ended magnet is a thin bar of circular cross section ending in two spherical balls. So we have a thin ball of circular cross section, thin bar of a circular cross section having two balls. Okay, these are the two balls at the ends. Then it is called ball ended magnet. So ball ended magnet is when we have a thin bar of circular cross section that ends in two spherical balls is called ball ended magnet. So this is about the artificial magnets. Now the basic properties of magnets. If we are study about magnetism or magnets, it is necessary to study the basic properties of a magnet. So the basic properties of a magnet are as follows. The very first property is the attractive nature or attractive property that we have studied. Attractive property means the magnet must attract small pieces of iron, cobalt and nickel, iron, cobalt, nickel, etc. Like it will attract these materials. This is the attractive property of a magnet. The second basic property is the directive property. This we have also used while defining the magnet. Directive property is that when a magnet is suspended or pivoted freely, it aligns itself or it comes or it came into rest in a direction that is the geographical north-south direction. So whenever a magnet is suspended, it always comes into rest in the geographical north-south direction. Okay, this we have to remember. For attractive we have to remember iron, cobalt, nickel, and for directive we have to remember the direction, geographical north-south direction in which that magnet comes to rest whenever suspended freely. The third property is like poles of the magnet repel and the unlike poles attract. So the third property is like poles repel and unlike poles attract. What does that mean? The north pole of a magnet, whenever brought near to the north pole of a suspended magnet, the poles repel each other. Similarly, to south pole also repel each other. In opposite to that, whenever a south pole is brought near the north pole of a suspended magnet, they attract each other. That means the north and the south pole always attract each other, while north north and south south repel each other. This action can be described as the law of magnetic poles. Okay, law of magnetic poles states that like magnet poles repel and unlike magnetic poles attract each other. So we also call it as law of magnetic poles. What is the law of magnetic poles? Law of magnetic poles means two like magnetic poles repel each other while two unlike magnetic poles attract each other. The fourth basic property of the magnet is that magnetic poles always exist in pairs. The fourth property is that magnetic poles always exist in pair. Let's see by a diagram what does that mean. It means if I have a magnet, if I have a bar magnet, suppose I am considering it as a bar magnet, this is the north pole and this is the south pole. Now I want to separate these poles, and I am thinking that if I break this magnet from somewhere here, the north pole and the south pole will be away from each other or will be separated. Let's see how it will happen. So if I separate it like this, I cut the magnet like this, then what will happen? This is the north pole, this is the south pole. Okay, but this time these ends that we get by breaking the magnet, it will work as a south and a north pole, right? So this means if we try to isolate the two poles of a magnet from each other by breaking it from the middle, each broken part found to be a separate magnet with north and south poles at its ends, right? If we try to separate these poles by breaking the magnet, then we actually get two separate magnets having north south, both having north and south pole in both the magnets separately. That means every magnet exists as a dipole. Magnetic monopole doesn't exist. Magnet में single pole या monopole exist नहीं करेगा. Magnets always exist as a dipole. So the point to note here is that magnetic monopole do not exist, and every magnet exists as a dipole. These are the basic properties of a magnet. Now one more property is there, we call it as magnetic induction. This is the last one. Last property that a basic property that a magnet should possess is the magnetic induction, and this means that a magnet induces magnetism in a magnetic substance whenever placed near it, and this phenomena is called magnetic induction. Okay, whenever there is a magnetic substance placed near a magnet, then it produce or it induce magnetism in that. This phenomena is called magnetic induction. So magnetic induction means a magnet induces magnetism in a magnetic substance placed near it. This phenomena is called magnetic induction. Okay, so this is the last basic property that a magnet should possess. So this was a small introduction of magnet and magnetism. Next, in the chapter, we are going to study a lot about magnetism. There will be various terms that we will discuss in the coming videos, like what is magnetic field, magnetic poles, magnetic axis, etc., etc. So for all such information, stay tuned, keep studying and stay safe. Thank you.